Okay, so some people are asking me to make a video on Palantir, so I'm going to give you guys my updated analysis on this. This has been just a steady train up, and I can definitely see if you look on the daily, like, man, I really don't want to keep missing this. How high can this go? And when you see it going up and up and up, you're like, man, just get me in, right? And yes, it can be frustrating. You're like, shoot, I'm missing out on all these gains. But you got to go back to the analysis of you know, this could roll over at any moment, right? I'm not saying like it can just go plummeting down, but if you're not really aiming at really precise buy areas, then you're just kind of guessing. Like if I'm looking at this daily chart here, I see that we've not hit this EMA 10 at all. You can see price got really close. So on the daily chart here, this was the last time we had price touch everything. So 1104, and we know if you don't touch the EMA 10 in 1 month as long, so we had this big up move. This is actually a nice shorting area. Not gonna lie, I was short Palantir up here, buy puts, because we know price is due for that 10. And if you look at this downside move, this went down about 16% from the highs and lows. Take what you want. So when price came back to that, you can expect a bounce from the EMA 10 because it's never hit it. Usually, what we call is you jump up. Where's your trampoline effect? Is on those EMAs. So EMA 10's never got hit. Your next bounce would be your EMA 20 and so forth, and then EMA 50. So that's how I'm, looking at on taking these plays, right? And I look at Palantir, I'm like, yeah, that's a really strong uptrend, right? You would buy it at 70, it goes a little lower, you're like, crap. And then so what I like to do is I say, okay, we buy it at the 10 if that's where you want it. I like to buy it at the 20. I think it's a more stronger signal, but you put one here and then one there, and then as you can see, it went above your average here. So you look at the 15 minutes, had this big dump here in the morning, and it recovered it all. Just back to where it was, right? So that's what I like to see here. This is how I like to do my analysis. I like to look at the weekly too to see what are we on a weekly trend, and look at this weekly trend here. And it kind of scares me to an extent, be like, we're at the point, guys, where we're extremely overextended, right? On the weekly, we haven't had a downtrend, in quite some time. Our uptrend started in 5/19 of 2023, so it's been going for quite some time. You can see on this downtrend, you see how long this downtrend lasted. This one was 11/19/2021, and we started 5/19. So that downtrend lasted about 2 years, and this uptrend has lasted quite some time. But that's not to say anything, but I'm just saying, you got to be wary. This will start reversing back. But the best way I'm looking at buying it is, one, I like to look at the weekly EMA 5. Actually, this is a perfect one. You see how we beautifully touched that? Even though the daily wasn't touching it, the weekly gave us a solid signal here. And I would look at this loading area first. But me personally, I'm not going to say I would have taken it because I wouldn't. I would have eyed the EMA 10. I would just be more patient, and I would look at this weekly because the daily looks good just for these nice little get in and get out. I would buy a lot of shares here and get out and take those nice gains. And that's my theory, because if you're looking at the weekly chart, we're definitely overextended. We could go back, down to these EMAs, and look at the monthly. We're way above the ATR4. So, I mean, take it how you want. I'm not going to say this can go rapidly down, but I would like to play these little bounces on these EMAs. That's for sure. Look at this beautiful candle here. And we come up here to a T. We hit this EMA 50, and that was the best signal right here. Literally to a T, hit it, and look at the massive move it made. And that's the kind of the plays I liked. I like to see, okay, we have a weekly uptrend here. Where am I looking to take my buys? My buys would be when this comes way down to the 20 and then the 50. Those are my best alerts. So when I see a solid uptrend like this, I look for that 20 to be retested here. So we retest the 20 here. We go massive, right? Of course, you're not going to get the most precise. Yeah, you'll take a little drawdown, but look at the risk versus reward here. It goes all the way up. And so I'd like to say, okay, I'll add here, and then I'll look to add some more at this 50. So, and this is a perfect example here. We hit the 20, hit the 50, and go up. Or or you could just wait for the better one, but you could wait for just 50, right? And that will be a stronger alert. It just depends on what you want to do. So everything looks bullish. I'm not going to lie. This is extremely bullish. I don't see anything wrong with Palantir. It's just, would I buy it at this area? I mean, if you look at the daily chart, yeah, we haven't touched the 10 in a while. You could expect a little bounce there. This weekly, I like to just look at the weekly and be like, I buy it at the EMA 5 if I want a little bounce, and maybe you can be like a stop loss, just be like a 5% right here if it goes under quite a bit. It's hard to say because you don't want to make it too hard, because let's say you buy it at the 5 and then it goes down, and then you buy it at the 10, it goes down, and then you buy it at the 20. It's just a little too much buying. I personally like the 20 and the 50. I like these areas because they're the most, it really depends on the trend too. Like, for example, I see we hit the 10 here, so if I see lots of touches, then I can understand, like, we'll probably break through eventually, right? So we hit the 10, 10. We've never really touched the 50 at all since, actually, with this whole new trend, till this time right here. So if we get close to this 20 and 50, I would love to build a position on Palantir. And you can see, if you're patient here, look at this massive. I mean, if you bought this, that would be my alert. I would buy it at, and that's a 280% gain. I would love to hold it from there. Knowing me, I would take the 10%, 5%, 20%, and get the heck out. But yeah, that's my analysis. Look at the lower time frames. Daily is going to give you the entries the fastest. But what I've noticed is, just look at the weekly, and you can see it's a more cleaner picture. You can see right here, EMA 5 has been acting as support, but you do understand it's going to probably break. Since we just touched the 5, would I play it again if it goes down? I would look for your next levels of 10 and 20. I do think this is a strong company, and it goes up in time. Nothing's telling me otherwise. So that's my analysis on this. If you guys want to join the premium Discord, like I say, you can always know when I do decide. I put alerts on these. I have these on my watch list. If I find like it's a really good buying opportunity, it's more just like, if I find a company that has a better set, I'll just take that. And according to my support levels, demand zones, and all that, according to the risk reward I can get. So it's not like Palantir's a bad, not a bad company where I want to buy it. It's just it's not meeting my best buy zones. So that's really what it just comes down to. So if you want to see my alerts, you guys are more than welcome to join. If you guys want to be a part of the community, I think you guys are going to love it. Hit the link down below in the YouTube comments below and in the description. It'll say join the premium Discord for my alerts and system. It'll take you to this free chat landing page. All you have to do is hit day trade alerts if you want to become a member. It's $12 a month for swing trades and day trades. And if you just want swing trades, just hit swing trade alerts. It'll be $6 a month. Just depends on your type of trader. Obviously, I'm going to recommend the Day and Swing Trading Plus. Gives you access to more alerts, but it just depends on what you like. If you hit Service Shop here, you can read about the 2 memberships. And if you subscribe, do it on your computer to avoid the iOS fee, and it'll be a little cheaper. And if you have Android, you will have to do it on your computer or just use your phone's browser. So I hope you guys like this video on Palantir. I'd like to give a little updates. It's a nice, beautiful EMA 20 touch to a T. This is awesome. Like, this to this is already up 6%. And then what I'd say is just trail and stop it. Can it go higher and higher? Sure. But don't let this go all the way back down to your average, and then you let a 6% gain beat nothing. So I hope you guys like this analysis. I'll see you in the Discord. Peace out and happy trading.